Welcome. I am Ambika Devi, your expert astrologer and mind tamer, here to answer all of your questions about relationships, relocation, career, and timing for individuals, couples, and businesses. I have published in periodicals since 1987, and I have appeared on the Learning Channel as a relationship expert astrologer. Visit ambikadevi.com. That's AMBIKADEVI.com, and find all of my newest happenings, interviews of me, my books, and subscribe to my blog. While you're there, visit my calendar and set up your next appointment. I look forward to seeing you. And remember, the stars are here to guide us, and I am your navigator. This is my astrology report for January 2026. I'm calling it Winds of Change, inspired by our first moon of our new year in Gemini. I'm noticing that many people are entering 2026 tired. This is not the good kind of tired that results from a joyful workout or task completing effort. Instead, it weighs heavily with emotions of uncertainty, paired with a deep desire to get off the wheel of repeated patterns. When I looked at the overall astrological landscape back in November of 2024, I could see the dismantling of structures for some, and how 2025 would expose buried truths that we could no longer ignore. January is not placing demands of immediate answers on us. There is no need to rush into what your fresh start is supposed to look like. Instead, imagine that you are standing at the edge of a new landscape at dawn. The air is clear. The ground is still cold. Take your time emerging. There is no need to race forward. The cosmic sky this month reflects that process for the first 3 weeks. 2026 begins with unconventional energy and early tension. Then, on January 20, we sense a palpable shift and a glimpse of our future. It can feel like a switching yard with signals flashing and routes diverging due to 3 personal planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, being out of bounds. Astronomers and astrologers measure planetary paths in relationship to an invisible equator in space as they revolve around our central sun. They can drift like travelers, ignoring the map and navigating by instinct. Think of this like the latitude measurements we use here on Earth, measured against a line we draw around the Earth Mother's belly. Imagine the sun stays on a standard highway we call the ecliptic path. A planet going out of bounds, often abbreviated as OOB, takes a different, wilder road, going further north or south than the sun, breaking away from the usual flow. What this can stir up is creativity, rebellion, and moments that don't fit neatly into existing frameworks. Notable shifts for our first month of the new year. January 1, Mercury steps into the sign of Capricorn, joining the sun. The trickster is reminding us to ease up and begin gently. Rest is productive now so that we can allow ideas to incubate. Pushing too hard early in the month will blur signals, causing intuition to be off. January 3, full moon in Cancer. Our first full moon of the year is a drama queen, carrying an emotional charge. Watch for unnecessary outbursts or over-identification with feelings. The antidote is quiet solitude and reflection. Your boundaries are your allies. January 14, Mercury opposes Jupiter. Conversations and negotiations may feel like they're gaining traction. If you have an important meeting planned, I suggest rescheduling for next week. Be discerning. Inflated ideas and overpromising are real risks now. Enthusiasm can be intoxicating. Be honest with yourself. Don't confuse momentum with what is actually feasible. At the same time, Venus sextiles Saturn while forming a trine to Uranus. Inspiration and spontaneity are strong, but patience and cooperation will serve you better than impulsive moves. Good ideas benefit from patience, planning, and structure. January 17, Venus sextile Neptune. Ease and grace arrive. Compassion, creativity, and intuition begin to flow more freely, especially as the sun follows a similar path. Let imagination inspire your plans, but don't hand over the steering wheel. January 18, New Moon in Capricorn. This is a pivotal reset. You may feel pulled between conservative and progressive impulses. Early planning begins to pay off. Continue to set clear, grounded intentions. Be ready to back them up. What you commit to here becomes structural. January 20, a day of clear shifting. The Sun and Mercury enter Aquarius hand in hand, marking a perceptible tonal change. New trends begin to emerge. Conversations widen. Ideas scale. Together they begin activating Pluto, the chief of change. This is no longer theoretical. It's happening. Pluto doesn't wait for you to agree. He will force change, so be honest and ethical. Act with integrity. Your choices ripple further than you imagine. January 26, the cosmic fissure. Neptune moves into Aries. This is the biggest shift of the month and the year. Neptune enters Aries, beginning his 165-year tour through the 12 signs. Neptune has been swimming in his home sign of Pisces since 2011. The fog he recently was responsible for begins to thin, and the fire of Aries ignites his ingress. Neptune will stay in this sign through 2038. Historically, when Neptune is transiting the ram's abode, we experience massive societal shifts. He was last seen here from 1861 to 1875. During that tour, we experienced the American Civil War and abolitionism, highlighting themes of liberation. Neptune oversees visionary action, spiritual revolution, and the redefining of foundational beliefs. Cooking in the flames of Aries, Neptune inspires a fiery drive for new beginnings and independence, potentially leading to powerful new artistic trends, activism for individual freedoms, and a re-evaluation of technology and institutions. Are you ready to challenge established norms? Stand up for what you believe in and for yourself. The dream is no longer passive. This is a leap forward, a call to conviction with a demand for courage. January 28, Mars conjunct Pluto. The forge ignites. Truth presses hard. Pluto has a way of forcing honesty. Whether we feel ready or not, face what's real. Power comes from self-awareness, not control. January 29, Mercury conjunct Venus. This isn't a redo, but it does soften the sensation. Conversations open up and feedback becomes palatable. Be willing to listen carefully. Final note. Visible results may not dial into focus until next month, but don't be fooled. Seeds are being planted and they are already taking root. Choose to rise. With love and clear skies, keep looking up. The stars are here to guide us, and I am your navigator. This is Ambika Devi. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to visit my site and subscribe to my blog so you catch every new article I release. Visit my calendar and set up your first appointment with me so that we can take you on the path of transformation. The link is in the show notes.